If you want a house that looks clean and tidy all the time, but you don't actually want to clean and tidy, this is the video for you. If you were to walk in my home, you would look around any day, any time, and think, wow, this place is pretty clean. Except, nope, it's actually not clean. It's just tidy. I fake a clean house. And the truth is, I don't clean that often at all. And I want to share all my secrets with you so you can be super lazy and enjoy a home that looks organized and tidy every single day without the work. I used to really struggle with a messy house. I'm totally recovering slob. But what I learned during my journey of going from crazy, crazy messy to a house that looks clean all the time is that the secret is that cleaning your house is actually 4 separate tasks. It's decluttering, it's organizing, it's tidying, and then it's cleaning. And if you mix these all together, that's where the issues come. So I'm going to show you how to do each of these 4 tasks in a really lazy way and as fast as possible, starting with decluttering. Obviously, less stuff equals less mess, and it's the most important part when it comes to having a house that just looks tidy all the time. You don't have a lot of excess, but it can be hard. Where do you start, and how do you do it quickly? How do you unbury yourself from a decade's worth of clutter? There's 4 really fast ways, and the first is renting a dumpster. The truth is, renting a dumpster is hands down the fastest and easiest way to reset and get rid of a bunch of stuff in one day. I know it's extreme, and I know maybe some things are good and donatable, but you're drowning here. This is a shortcut. This is jumping ahead to the good part. Renting a dumpster is my favorite way to declutter fast. My second favorite way is having a free sale. You literally drag all the things that you don't love and use to your front yard, and then you put a sign that says free. Maybe you even take a picture and you post it on Facebook Marketplace, and you invite your neighbors to come and shop your stuff for free. I promise you, I have done this hundreds of times with clients, and there's never anything left. People will take everything and they will be happy, and in one day, you can have a clutter-free home. The third way to declutter super fast is to have a decluttering party. Think of it as like a moving party or a pizza party. You invite over friends and family that you really trust, and you are the engineer, and you literally point, that can be donated, that can be trash, that can go to my sister, and they are your runners. They load up the car for donations, they take all the trash out to one spot, they're the ones moving and running, and you are just making the decisions. I do this all the time when I declutter other people's homes. I rope in their friends and family to help, or I bring my team, and in a few hours, because we have the manpower, we can get rid of a ton of stuff. And last but not least, if the idea of decluttering is like anxiety and you're like, I can't do any of those things, it feels extreme, it's the pack-up method. This is so you can cosplay as a clean and tidy minimalist without actually having to let go of anything. You get boxes like you're moving, and you literally pack up all the things you don't think you use and love. Make sure you write on the side of the boxes everything that's going inside, and then you put those, do not rent a storage locker, but you put those somewhere else in your basement or in your garage, or even ask a friend or family member to temporarily hold on to them. But here's the most important part. You have to put an expiration date. So every box put a date 3 months from now. And if you haven't needed anything or missed anything out of the box, all of them can be donated. The second step to faking a clean house that looks tidy and organized all the time is actually a little bit of organizing. Truth time, organizing takes forever. Organizing is creating homes for everything you own. And that is a process that is very time consuming. And this video is lazy shortcuts. So what I recommend doing instead of what you normally do, what everybody does and what I used to do, it's like someone's coming over, quick, hide everything into one doom box or closet or pile or drawer, and then hate your life when you need something. We're gonna do something similar, but way better, and that is sorted clutter catchers. go to the dollar store and get yourself 5 big containers. Think of this as like a bridge to an organized home, or like a stepping stool. It's like a boop. It's like a little boop before you get to the good part. So you can do this instantly. And it's 5 categories that you need. The first is urgent. The second is home or house. The third is family. If you don't have a family, it can just be your name. Then it's personal, or like self-care or beauty, and then paper. And why you need these categories, you're still creating like a quick clutter catcher doom box, but everything is sorted, so it's really fast to find what you need, and the really important urgent stuff never gets mixed up. You could literally take these baskets and put them on a shelf or in a closet, or just leave them out on your counter. Trust me, it's better than the pile. And here's what it looks like to do fast. Things like catalogs, flyers, goes into paper. Things like umbrellas, like it should go in the closet, but let's get real. We're lazy, we're not putting it there right now. So I would call this like personal or self-care. Things like, oh, I'm gonna lose this, like my AirPods. I put that into urgent. Gonna take the dog for a walk, personal. Kids stuff that they have to take to their room, personal. Light bulbs goes in home, house. Tools, yeah, they belong in the garage, but let's get real. We're not taking them there. Some people put this stuff in a junk drawer, but sometimes your junk drawer is just full. So like having these sorted things, oh my God, look at it. I have a million glasses. This is personal. Chapstick is personal. Hand lotion is personal. When you have these, it's like you're looking for some, this is household, this is paper, you're looking for something. Now you don't have to dig through a doom box. Now you don't have to dig through a pile. And now when you go to put something away, right, you can just literally pick this up and walk it around and empty it into the homes that it belongs, or leave it in here. Good enough is good enough. This is literally organized enough, my friend. It really, really is. What's this one? Family, right? So I should have put the dog's leash in family and the kids' stuff in family. That's their job to empty. Things like gift cards, oh, coupons, I gotta do this, urgent. Also, my pager. If there's a fire, I gotta go. I always forget where I put this. Urgent, urgent. The important things that you always are like, I gotta use this. I gotta remember where it is. The nail clippers that are always everywhere, personal. You can make up your own categories. You don't have to go by this. Honestly, there is no perfect solution, but take a look at the stuff you naturally usually pile and how can you break it up into a few categories, still drop it, still just drop it in there, my friends, but have it sorted so that it's easy to find, it's easy to put away, and it's like organized-ish. You picking up what I'm putting down? This is a stepping stool, my friends, to having your entire home organized. This is how it starts. Before we talk about the third thing, I want to just get real with you for 1 second. A lot of the times in the comments, I see a lot of excuses like, but I work full time and I have kids and no one helps me. And I'm here to tell you, this is why I'm sharing this video, because I know exactly what you're talking about. I have 2 jobs. I work 60 hours a week, plus I volunteer, and I have 3 very messy teenagers who don't do housework, and I have a shedding dog and a cat and aging parents that I have to take care of. So I get it, which is why these shortcuts work. I've tried it and I've created a home that is tidy all the time, but I don't have to hardly do anything. So when I talk about these, I want you to really understand that this is a real solution, but you have to actually do the thing I'm suggesting that you do. Okay, so let's talk about tidying. I've talked about having a tidy house all the time, but the real kind of secret is teaching yourself to be a tidy person. And I know that sounds redonkulous. There are 3 things that you have to do to train yourself to be a tidy person. And I know because I'm a natural slob and I train myself. The first is having mantras. The 3 that I like are: don't put it down, put it away. Surfaces are hot lava. I love that one the most. If I put something down, it's gonna burst into flames. And never leave a room empty-handed. I try to repeat these mantras over and over and over again till they sink in, and I don't always do it, but I do it more than I don't. So I found these helpful. The second thing that you can do to teach yourself to be a tidy person is to think like a lazy person and create solutions where you naturally put things down. Like we talked about those clutter catchers, but also put a basket where you naturally pile, put a hook where you naturally just drop your coat, or kick your shoes into a basket if you never use a shoe sorter. Really think of your house lazier. Like come up with these quick little solutions with laundry hampers everywhere or garbage cans everywhere with no lids, so that instead of just putting things down, it's just as easy to put it away or throw it out. And I promise this will keep your house tidier. But it's the third thing that will actually train you to be a tidy person, and that is little 5-minute tidy up times throughout the day. Starting with maybe 2 or 3, set alarms that go off every day. And this is what happens. The alarm goes off, you quickly tidy, but it's training your brain through muscle memory and repetition when you're done with something to put it where it goes, to put it where it goes, to put it where it goes. And eventually you won't need the alarms. You're done brushing your hair, you put it in the drawer. You're done making a sandwich, you just naturally clean everything up. As someone who has been a disaster tornado her entire life, I can promise you this worked, and you can train your brain in less than 1 week. Now we're going to talk about cleaning. I said this was a video to not clean, but you do gotta do a little bit of cleaning, but it's not real cleaning. This is fake cleaning. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite shortcuts because there is still dirt that has to be tackled. And that's what cleaning is, removing the grime and the dirt. First thing you need, hands down, is a robot vacuum. I know they're pricey, sell a kidney. It's worth it. This changed my life. I have multiple, they run multiple times a day. I don't have to do nothing. They recharge themselves, they empty. This one vacuums and mops, like stop it, amazing. You need a robot. There are a ton actually you can find secondhand on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, because people often will sell them because they don't like the sound. Okay, I'll take that off your hands since you don't like the sound. And while you're vacuuming your house like a sucker with your hands, guess what? It makes the same sound. You could score one secondhand for a dime. Worth it. You need it. And yes, it makes a sound, but it sounds like clean. We're moving on. Dusting is something I never do and I really should do more often, but I swear by this thing, a Swiffer duster. I've tried the microfiber ones, I've tried different, I don't care what anyone says, these literally trap the dirt. If you have thick, sticky goo, they're not gonna do much for that. You will have to wet dust, but for those maintenance, once a week, once a month, let's get real, cleans, they're amazing. Friend, they trap the dust, it's all you need, it takes 30 seconds and you're moving on. Sometimes there will be splatters on mirrors. A foaming glass cleaner, best thing you'll ever buy. Never use paper towels, they suck. They use lint, use a tight weave microfiber cloth. This is amazing. I put this, it's like Frank's Red Hot. I put that crap on everything, but also a product that can be used on anything that doesn't have ammonia is a yes, and you need like one chemical things for like the really gross stuff, like when I haven't cleaned my shower in 6 months and it's growing some pink grossness. I'm not scrubbing, you shouldn't either. Spray and walk away. Spray your shower, spray your toilet, spray the caked on goo with a cleaner. Leave it sit for 15 minutes. Let the chemical break down the goo so you don't have to scrub and then wipe it away. These are my tips. I don't clean often, but when I do, it's literally minutes because of these solutions. I wanted to share this little bonus tip with you because the truth is, most people aren't looking at your house when they come to visit you. They're there to see you, not how you keep your home. So having things tidy all the time is kind of like, who cares? Something people will notice though is a smell, and that's just the truth. And you can also become nose blind to your own home. It's called, I know the word for this. Beep. Not being able to smell your own stink is called olfactory adaptation. And this phenomenon is literally your brain blocking out your own house's smells or your own smell. My point is, Cover that up. Not just cover it up, because if you take a poop and then you spray Pine Sol, now it just smells like a Christmassy poop. You actually want to eliminate odors. And my favorite way to do that on soft fabrics is Febreze. This is not sponsored, though Febreze, I love you if you want to sponsor me. But the thing about Febreze is there's actually some kind of crazy chemical compound that traps stink. Like, say there's a fart. There's fart particles in the air. You're sniffing them. They're going in your nose. You smell them. But if you use Febreze, it actually, it's like a donut chemical that traps it inside. So it still goes up your nose. You still got invisible feces, but you can't smell it because it's trapped. It actually eliminates odor. Like, it's crazy pants. When they first created Febreze, they were putting it on the market and people were like not buying it, even though it's magical, because they were like, it smells like nothing. Everything smells like nothing up in here. So then they had to actually add chemical smell to it that can't be trapped in the fancy molecule, because otherwise people didn't think. The point is, you can buy scent-free. The point is, it actually eliminates and makes stinks undetectable. You got dogs, spray the bed, spray the couch, spray your teenage mattress. I swear to you, spray your curtains. You smoke, spray everything. This will make your house smell like nothing. Unless you buy the scented kind, then it will make it smell whatever scent you have. But the point is, all the other stinks, gone. Still there, but invisible to your nose, because they're encapsulated. You don't have to clean more in order to have a clean house. I hope you're inspired to get rid of stuff, have less, take shortcuts, and embrace these little systems that can help you have a home that's easier to manage. That's what this is all about. Your house should not be another part-time job. It should be an escape from work. Hope you loved it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. I have a story to share with you. I feel like it's a life lesson. Recently, we went to Seattle to help Jessica McCabe from How to ADHD. It's about a 4.5 or 5 hour flight. And on the way home, our flight was delayed 2 hours. By the time we landed, we were tired, we were hungry. And then as we're picking up our luggage, I see off in the distance an older lady, around 70, grab what looks like my suitcase and start to leave. And I said to Joe, I think that lady's taken our suitcase. And he's like, I saw another black suitcase with a pink ribbon. She's probably taking that one. And then we waited, and then I saw a black suitcase with a pink ribbon. That was not mine. And then we waited till all the luggage was gone, and yep. In her defense, they looked very similar. It's okay, right? We're just gonna have the airport call her, let her know she made a mistake, and she'll bring it back. Except they call her, and she does not answer. On the tag, her name is Joyce. Joyce! She does not answer. Maybe because she doesn't recognize the number. They text her. They call. We wait over an hour. Finally, she answers the phone. They tell her what happened. Joyce says, I don't want to do that because I'm tired. I had a long day. I'll bring it back some other time. And then she hung up the phone. Squeeze me, Joyce. I'm also tired, Joyce. They called her back again. She didn't answer. Finally, she answered and she said, listen, I'm going to eat dinner because I'm hungry and I'll call you back later. And she hung up. I'm also hungry, Joyce. At this point, we're like 2 hours. I'm sitting on an airport floor, just hoping Joyce comes to her senses. Should I just go home without my stuff? They wouldn't give me Joyce's address. I was gonna run over there, kick the door in. After about 3 hours, I finally called the police. The police called Joyce. She didn't answer, but they left a message like, Joyce, stealing is bad. You're gonna go to jail if you don't bring that bag back. And then Joyce texted back the airport lady and said, oh, my brother-in-law's gonna bring it. He'll be there soon. So I'm waiting. We are now almost 5 hours, but by the time he left to bring it and he showed up at the airport was 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Joyce did not want to take 15 minutes out of her day, so we sat for almost 5 hours waiting for something that would have taken 15 minutes. And it wasn't just that. Joe's been wanting this like cleaning thing for a long time from Harbor Freight, except it's expensive and he'd have to pay duty. He was so excited. But the time we left the airport, it was after 10 and it was closed. And also we had a family emergency with my kids at home that I couldn't be here for. And by the time we got home, my kids were in bed and I didn't even get to see them. So Joyce's action of like, I don't want to be inconvenienced for 15 minutes had this ripple effect. It ruined a bunch of people's day, you know? So I guess my message here is, I don't know, maybe she was having the worst day of her life, but you shouldn't smear your poo on other people. Just because you're covered in crap, Joyce, doesn't make it right to smear it on strangers. So the moral of this story is just be kind, man. Be kind. Let people in if they're stuck in traffic. Open doors for people. If you make a mistake, apologize and fix it, even if it's inconvenient, because you have no idea how your actions affect everyone else around you. So, boo Joyce there. I said it. Okay. See you guys next time. Don't be a Joyce. Let's get rid of Karen and replace it with Joyce. Karens are nice. Joyces, not so much. See you next time.